can you earn a living without compromising your socially conscious values or upholding all of the negative elements of capitalism? These days, it's hard to completely separate our efforts to earn money from all the harmful aspects of our economy. But we can certainly look for opportunities that pay us to do far more good than harm. We can start by looking to the Buddhist concept of right livelihood, which encourages us to pursue ethical work that doesn't harm others. There's even a Right Livelihoods Award that's been conveyed to people like Vandana Shiva for her pioneering seed-saving work in India, Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now!, and Brian Stevenson for his work with the Equal Justice Initiative. I tend to think in terms of regenerative right livelihood because I think we're at the point where we need to restore, rejuvenate, and regenerate almost everything. So we need as many people as possible to join this regenerative right livelihood revolution. And these days there are all kinds of opportunities to make a living addressing our major social and environmental challenges instead of perpetuating them. So maybe you're eager to earn a living through regenerative right livelihood, but haven't a clue about how to go about it. Well, no worries, because I know of a few resources that will help you, whether you're looking to find a job or seeking to embark on the path of regenerative entrepreneurship. If you are looking for a more ethical and meaningful job, you'll want to peruse the positions posted at idealist.org, on Brown Girl Green's Green Jobs Board, and at the bottom of each New Economy Coalition Roundup, which you can sign up for on their website. If you're interested in regenerative entrepreneurship but haven't a clue what kind of business to create or how to get started, look into Gaia Education's Cultivating Regenerative Livelihoods course. One of the instructors is renegade economist Della Duncan, who's also co-host of the popular Upstream podcast. Regenerapreneurs Design Your Thrivelihood program is another strong option to help you get your regenerative business up off the ground. And if you already have a business and are looking for resources to help you better navigate the realm of regenerative entrepreneurship, you may want to join Seeds of Tao's free online community to participate in their monthly Regenerapreneur think tanks and masterclasses. And of course, Marketing for Hippies continues to be an amazing resource for those of us wanting to ethically build and promote our regenerative businesses. So those are the resources I know of to help steer you onto the path of regenerative right livelihood. If you know of others, please be sure to share them in the comments. In this era of late-stage capitalism and climate change, the world needs more people to be financially resilient and economically, ecologically, and ethically empowered, or free. A central part of growing free is creating a fulfilling and financially viable life for yourself. Doing work that addresses our major social and environmental challenges instead of perpetuating them. Since this looks a little different for everyone, I thought I'd share a few examples and get your wheels spinning and inspire you. All of these entrepreneurs have created multiple streams of income with different combinations of courses, consulting work, writing, product sales, site work, part-time conventional jobs, and more. Here on TikTok, we can look to examples like River Nice, a queer anti-capitalist financial advisor. Alexis Nicole, who's making foraging cool and fun. And I know she's controversial, but TikTok sensation Madeline Pendleton has an innovative model for her clothing business where everyone who works there, including her, is paid the same salary. Then there's my Growing Free co-author Mike Hogue, teaching people to use permaculture to grow beautiful and abundant edible gardens. I don't know all of these people personally, but I suspect that like the ones I do, they're all keeping their costs down through creative, scrappy, and sustainable living, and investing in tools and assets that move them towards their goals, and cultivating a much more holistic wealth portfolio than focusing on just money. There's so much more work to be done healing people and planet instead of harming them. And you don't have to start your own business to do it. So what path to a financially resilient and economically, ecologically, and ethically empowered life will you choose? We need you over here now more than ever.
Anything that's not working, anything that's dysfunctional, there's an opportunity to fix that. And we can spend our lifetimes doing that good work and figure out how to actually make a living and pay ourselves to do it.
I think that's such a great point. In terms of freeing our minds from capitalism, so often we think we need to go into this work that's destroying the planet and our social cohesion. But we don't have to. If we step out of that capitalist mindset, we can see ways to create viable livelihoods that are addressing our problems instead of perpetuating them. And it's such a wonderful and fulfilling and freeing way to approach it.
You know, if you look at even Adam Smith in The Wealth of Nations, one of the things that he really outlined was the history of the corporation as an institution. And, you know, it's funny because we now call this modern economy we have capitalism, and it's dominated by massive corporations. And it's kind of ironic that Adam Smith, who we sometimes even consider the inventor of capitalism, although really he was just writing a book of observations of what was happening at the time. But he said that the corporation was really an instrument of warfare. He outlined it as a tool of colonial oppression. And really the whole rise of it was about finding ways to extract resources from colonies in ways that by the people and were a little less violent than actually going there like pirates and literally taking it through violence. So instead we use a passive violence through these corporations, setting up oppressive structures that we still live in today. And when it comes down to it, that whole structure teaches us that all of our value and all our worth comes from what we can contribute to those corporations and those systems that are oppressing us. And so when we have needs to meet, the first thing we think is, well, how do I sign up for somebody to oppress me? So those are our two modes of making a living and meeting our needs in this society. It's either being exploited by somebody else or exploiting somebody. That's what we got.